Hello. I realised it was about a month ago that I last did an update on my journey since having my no trance hypnotherapy with Sarah. And it's been going amazingly. Not that I've really had to think about anything, but I got on the scales yesterday and I've now lost a total of 1 stone, 1 pound. So that is amazing considering I don't even have to think about it. And it's kind of been the same as I've reported before. I just seem to be having smaller portions. I don't really fancy food. Once I feel full a lot quicker than I did before. And it's all going really, really well. My insect thing, the spider thing, again, I've had quite a few encounters with creepy crawlies, several spiders, nothing enormous, not like the first one that we had. Nothing particularly enormous, but I've been able to deal with them. Not really thought much about it. I've had a couple of millipedes, and a very large stick insect, which was nearly as big as my hand. And I actually picked him up in my hand and took him outside because I didn't want him getting squished. So yeah, no problems with creepy crawlies. Doing a lot of work on the garden at the moment, so lots of exercise as well, which has obviously helped with eating less. But the incredible thing is I just don't have to think about it, which is wonderful. The thing I wanted to kind of touch on this time was that in my last session with Sarah, she actually told me how I could speak to my subconscious. I didn't necessarily go to see her to have her speak to my subconscious. So it took a bit of practicing because it feels a bit odd when you do it. But once you get into the swing of things, it makes it a bit easier. So I did two things. So the first thing I did was I have a name for my subconscious, and I call my subconscious my crew. And so at least when I'm talking to it, it's like, I'm not going completely mad. So that's really good. And then so I've had chats with my subconscious about various different things. And one is around habits. So one of the habits that I had was that when we went for a coffee, we would automatically have cake because it was coffee and cake. So I had a word with my subconscious because actually we were buying, Gareth would have a piece of cake and I would have a piece of cake, and then I couldn't eat my cake. So he was having my cake. I'd only have a mouthful, maybe a half of it at the most, and then giving it to him. So he was having a lot more cake, which is all fine. But actually, it's better not to have it if you don't really want it. So I had a good chat with my crew, and ever since I did that, I've not actually ordered cake. There was once where I fancied a little bit, but Gareth's cake was huge, so I just had a tiny bit of his, and that was enough for me. So it does work. It's really, really cool. The other thing I did as well, I was having a hard time over something that had happened to me a long, long time ago, and it kept coming back to haunt me. And it was really, really silly. It was a family matter that just would come into my head, and I'd feel very unsettled and very upset about this particular thing. And so I actually made a recording of me talking to my subconscious about being able to let go of this incident. It was quite deep rooted and has stayed with me for many, many, many years. And so just before going to bed, I would play this little recording that I did on WhatsApp, actually, to myself. And it's a week later and I haven't thought about this incident at all. And to be honest with you, it was starting to consume me a lot, especially if I was doing things that were solitary. So if I was sewing, or if I was reading, or if I was, I don't know, cooking or something, where there wasn't anybody else around to distract my mind from it, it would come back. And it was quite upsetting. So this little recording has worked really well, because quite often when I'm in a place where I'm really, really upset, I don't actually think logically in my head. So to be able to just press the button and listen to that, listen to myself talking to my subconscious about that it's okay to let this feeling go has been really good. So I'll keep you posted about that. So anyway, but yeah, it continues to do well. I've done quite a bit of sewing because I've had to take in several pairs of jeans. And I'm having clothes that fit me now that were a little bit too snug before. So yeah, I'm really delighted. And if this is something that you've been thinking about and you're really not sure on it, then have a word with Sarah, and I can say, hand on my heart, that this is an amazing thing, and it's an amazing skill for me personally to be able to have to get a bit more of a grip on my eating, my phobias, and some of the deep rooted stuff that we all have by the time we get to our age, and stuff that we can actually, it's quite safe to let go of stuff. So yeah, brilliant stuff, and I shall give you another update in a month's time. Bye.